Train the muscles, not the joints.
Welcome back to Natural Gland Bodybuilding Mountain. And I just had somebody ask me in the comments whether you can continue to make gains later on in life, or like me, like am I still making gains in some way, shape, or form? And where do I think my physique was at its peak as far as muscle and so forth? Now, this answer is always going to be a complicated one. So as beings, as people, we have complicated histories. And sometimes you may have sports injuries, car accidents, different things that happen in life that are unexpected that cause your training to change, which is fine. So to say that just because you're a certain number that you shouldn't be making gains is not necessarily accurate. It's usually, not always, but usually the history, or at least the mileage, that causes a lot of people to go sideways at different times in their life, or maybe not necessarily get the same amount of gains as they would if everything was working perfectly. Now for myself, I probably looked the best I ever looked probably at about 35, 36 years old, and I'm 51 now, but I probably looked the best then as far as overall size and so forth. But as I've explained, it's not just age, it's because I popped out the shoulder, and there's just certain dynamics that happened with training the shoulder and arm training that changed, that I learned about, that I didn't realize. I didn't realize that when you have an unstable shoulder that it will affect what the bicep actually even looks like, not to mention the proprioception and so forth, right? And at the same time, when you don't have a labrum, your arm's kind of stretched out, so it takes some of the muscle size away. So there's lots of little things like that that affect what you will look like later on, or what your physique looks like. But that said, in some ways, I might not be as strong or have as much muscle mass as I did at 35, 36, but I have more strength in other ways, So sometimes you trade one thing for another. It's kind of the strangest thing, right? So I find with bent over rows or lower back exercises, I'm actually much stronger. I can handle 3 plates for bent over rows, no problem. I've actually done it on here on this channel. I've actually done bent over rows with 4 plates. Of course, it wasn't perfect form or anything, but my lower back could handle that weight quite easily. So the fact is that you will notice that sometimes your body will take something away in one area and then give you something in another. And the truth is that I still make gains now. Like recently, as an example, I lost some muscle because I was sick for 2 weeks, and then another 2 weeks I was still recovering. And I didn't eat at all for 2 weeks, really. I just had soup and whatever. And so on the comeback trail here, I've been at it for about a month, and I'm putting muscle back on again and feeling great, right? So this shows that the body has an adaptive response, that it can adapt to stress and grow again, even though I'm 51 as opposed to 25 or 30 or 35. So really what my main point of this video is to not let people impose the limitations upon you, but find out what those limitations are yourself. Because there'll be lots of people on the internet that will tell you as a natural bodybuilder, you won't be able to achieve a great physique, or you won't be able to look like this or look like that. A lot of times people who say this don't understand anything about you and your particular situation or your genetics. That's why I had so many people think that I wasn't a natural bodybuilder. And the reason why is because they thought I looked way better than what a natural bodybuilder's limits are. And basically that's a lot of stuff that was taught to them or told to them, or they experienced themselves because maybe they didn't have the same genetics or dedication. So there are a lot of factors that play into whether you get gains or not. But I'm going to tell you right now that you can still gain muscle right into your 50s and 60s. It can happen. Don't let people tell you that you have all these limitations. But here's the thing, and here's the major disclaimer. You have to be willing to investigate many ways of healing the body, right? And a lot of you guys are probably clueless when it comes down to the many ways of healing the body. Like for instance, back in the 90s, when I was going to massage therapy to deal with some muscle issues in my leg, the doctors at the time thought that massage stuff was just a bunch of bullshit. that it was just, oh, that's good for relaxation and stress, but if you go to a massage therapist, you're really just going to a quack, right? That was the way doctors were looking at massage therapists, or at least a lot of doctors back in the 90s. Now, if you don't go to a massage therapist and you are an elite athlete, they will say you are nuts. Like that's a tried, tested, and true method to make sure your recovery is much better. So what I want to say is that there are a lot of other things that doctors think are quackery now that are actually legitimate ways of healing the body. Energetic medicine, qigong, right? People doing qigong, you know, those guys sitting in a park, you know, doing all these forms and breathing and doing all these stretches. They're not only just running some sort of etheric force, right, like an energy, but what they're also doing is putting the muscle fascia in different positions through putting the body in different stretch states. And what happens is the fascia, like this sinew that covers your body underneath the skin, it affects how your body moves, how it recovers, and how it feels. And if that fascia is not healthy, what'll happen? You'll get lots of different injuries, lots of tweaks, lots of muscle pulls or problems. So what I'm going to say is if you want to make more gains as you get older, you have to become more accountable to understanding what healing is on the mental, emotional level, on the physical level. And yes, you may want to experiment with different healing methods, looking into energetic medicine. Like homeopathy is a time-tested and true way of healing that's recognized in Germany. But in the States or here in North America, a lot of people will look at that stuff. It's just quackery. You know, you have an energy or a resonance of something and then it can cause a change in the body. Well, I'm here to tell you that I have proof that it does work on my own self, along with other scenarios that happened that had nothing to do with placebo, right? So this is what I would encourage you to do. So although there are going to be limits on your physical body, understand that those limits aren't necessarily just because of aging or because of history or because, oh, you got this injury. Look at healing methods and ways that you might be able to investigate why your body is not processing minerals properly, not processing food properly, not recovering properly. There can be a lot of energetic software, right? You could call it software. The body has like software that runs the nervous system and the immune system. You can have glitches in that software. And if those glitches are there, it will affect how you recover and what you look like and how you feel. So yeah, you can get results, but never ever stop discovering what health truly is and what helps you feel better. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to find a lot of great things from the time-tested and true traditions of natural medicine that have been here for thousands of years. You're probably going to find a lot of secrets in there that are going to help you over the long run. Mountain. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope this encourages you and keeps you on the path of self-discovery and the natural bodybuilding journey. And if you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalglandbodybuilding.com. And thanks to the page supporters, and take care for now.